Were you, Ron Darling, aware of exactly what happened and what was reviewable and not reviewable?
Yeah, with and you look at the rule book with what and that's the umpire's discretion on the backswing making contact with the catcher. But the thing is, when that happened, immediately Wieters went to the backstop, so it wasn't like one of these things where he got hit flush and dropped to his knees and was dazed and that kind of a deal. And Hal Galima, our stat guy, had the rule book out and was talking and kept saying it's umpire's discretion. So that was the deal.
What about the pickoff throw at first? And it's a little strange to see the umpires waiting for New York to get back to them to say out or safe.
Well, here's my thinking on that on that replay. And one thing that I have an issue with, a lot of those plays where somebody's stealing base, stealing second, or trying to take the extra base, and you have that play and you hold the tag on a runner on the chance that possibly he comes off the bag just a hair. Look, I think there sometimes has to be. There's a place to use the super slow-mo. Was that ball fair or foul home run? Did it go around the pole or in front of the pole, and you get every possible look because you can't get a close look at it? Sometimes I think on a play like that last night, you can use replay, but it's got to be regular speed. What should the umpire be expected to see in that case? And if you run that back in regular speed and say, oh, geez, he could have been out, he could have been safe, and I'll stick with the call. I mean, sometimes what do you expect an umpire to do? They don't have this kind of vision that slows things down to super slow-mo. You expect him to see that? No. And so I think sometimes it's overused, and sometimes it's, what you saw last night was just that fraction of an inch, and it was a huge play in the game.
Wait, so you think there's certain plays where you use super slow-mo and certain plays where you do just regular instant replay? Yeah,
because where an umpire is right there, this is what he was able to see. That I think if there's a dispute right there, you say, okay, let's run it. Okay, run it back in full speed. Okay. Could you make that call? What do you expect this umpire to see? And I think in places like that, in calls like that, when you come up, and it's not just last night's call, we see it all the time when somebody doesn't really overslide the bag or something like that, but his thigh comes off the bag for a second just before his foot maintains contact with it. And how do you expect any umpire to make that right call?
Well,
so sometimes I think, on a call like that, sure, you want to replay that, look at it full speed. Boom.
But I've had people say, well, in the spirit of the game, that you shouldn't call him out. I go, wait, now we're in the spirit of the game. I got unwritten rules in the spirit of the game. But remember
I know where are you supposed to go with those? I mean, because when they're unwritten rules of the game, man, you write your own.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.